Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Once more, Maz is okay here speaking to us. This evening, the 17th of June 2021. So, as usual, let us have a quick evening conversations. Let us have a quick evening conversation regarding what has been happening. As my title suggests, you already know what we are going to be talking about this evening. But before I do, I would want to know who is watching me, where you are watching me from, and because this is a conversation, huh? A conversation. We all do this together in good faith. We do. Do not forget, I am still on your dot, the dot man, and the spare parts dealer, proudly so. Many of you have called my attention and saying, Mazi, look at that Njenje Media logo there, there. You see that it's dotted. I said, of course, Njenje Media is a dotted entity. You know, some of you who are carried entity, area the Tawich, area the Nkaso, if you know what I mean. Baba, fire me. So, fire me on nomenclature. We already, as we always say in Igbo, ID mewe ejebe n'oke. We're already pregnant before mating. So we already adopted people before we were adopted. Again, I say good evening, everyone. I can see we are assembling. It appears many people are joining me from Facebook. What's happening? Why is YouTube messing me up? You see people from New York, Togo, Istanbul, UAE. Yes, good evening, everyone. I would want to, even if you say good evening, just tell me your location so that we know that we are still global, that we are not only confined in the land of the DSS. Okay? So we are not only confined in the land of the DSS. So that I know that if anything happens, if some people jump fence and come into my house, if I shout, that some people maybe, if I'm lucky, people might listen, people might hear my cry. Atlanta, Georgia, Nemma. Wow, Russia. It's good. Russia. You know, the funny thing is, I haven't been to Russia actually. You know, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, your airport is good, but very small. Yeah, Lagos. Yeah, Ilebunam, Lagos. Sawaru. Bros, yeah, what did they happen? Why they go Zambisa? Someone is watching from Zambisa Forest. Mm. Let the let the Boko Haram not catch you. Oh, France. That's good. Paris is a very good and old, lovely city. You know, I enjoy it. The city of love. So show some love if you're proudly on your dot like we are. Belgium, Antwerp. Belgium, Cannes. I love Belgium as well. Belgium is a very quiet. Yeah, see, Babati, lovely weather. I tell you, weather for two, weather for Zaza room. Zaza room. That is the weather that we have now. Republic of Dot. Alaska, Sarah Palin, the one that contested U.S. presidency from Alaska. That woman was, she was a nutter. Someone is watching from Asarok. You are in the Asarok. If you are in the Asarok, I am in the villa. You in the Asarok, I am in the villa. On your dot in Yanagua. Oh yeah, good. Okoro Abasi. Thank you. Yanagua. I have a brother in Yenego, actually, Bayelsa, and I have a cousin, a very good, close, very, very good friend and a good cousin who is in Bayelsa. But if I tell you that I've been to basically Bayelsa, but not in Yenego. I haven't been to Yenego. If I tell you that, you wouldn't believe me. Somehow, after LL, I go to Port Harcourt, but going straight is something that I haven't done. But I will do it one of these days, maybe in the next couple of weeks, if the incidents of ungunned men, if it stops, then I might brace up. But now people are telling you everywhere is tensed up. No one is moving. People that were supposed to come for June half yearly meeting, no one is moving anywhere. Anyone you call say, "Bro, are you heading for the half yearly meeting?" They say, "Nah, my life is important. A niece of mine will be buried tomorrow in Oga, Uma is Oga." But sadly, everyone is staying put. It's, just like when I said to us, if we knew those behind that incidents that happened, we should discourage that because that is going to create more chaos. You know, it's going to create more chaos that we wouldn't. It might take us time to recover, and I pray that all the interventions we have done in the last week or two, that things will begin to return to normal again. Irrespective of grievances people do have, I believe there are ways that these grievances can be addressed, as opposed to destroying things that we do not have enough. Because if I remember it during the time of M.I. Obara, you know that he was a man who governed the old eastern region, and then old eastern region was said to be one of the fastest growing region. Then it was a quasi country. It was a quasi country. And that's what we've been clamoring for, that we go back to. If you want to have a consulate in the United Kingdom, of course, you may so do that. If you want to negotiate loan with countries to build your high-speed rail, why not? Go ahead and do that. I mean, obviously, you're going to pay. So you have your competitive advantage. But obviously, the way things are now, the whole system is suffocating. But for some reason, I will say one small good evening to everyone listening to me this evening. You are speaking to, or you are listening to Mazi Azoka, and this is Njenje Media TV. Njenje Media TV is part of that Njenje Media group, probably on the surface of Earth, the largest Igbo centric platform that covers anything and everything about Africa, Nigeria, with its headquarters in the Eastern Heartland. I will say good evening once more. So let us start this evening. My good sister, Ankyo Briggs, I'm really very, very proud of her. She says it as it is. Yesterday, she had an interview with African Independent Television, AIT. And that conversation somewhat centered on the dot comment by the president. And, go back, I think in Ginger Media, I think they were able to publish it. So if you go back to Ginger Media, look at that, you will see that was published. But there is another segment or another cut in that interview that she granted yesterday with AIT that is very, very instructive. And that is the part that she said that the railway that was commissioned by Buhari last week was Photoshop. Okay. Before I say anything, let me bring her in. Let her say that on her own. That the railway that you people saw was photoshopped. Let's see.
It's not, we're not saying Nigeria should not stay together. We're saying, how do we stay together? And we say, who is paying the price? All this money this government is borrowing, where is the repayment coming from? You know, and where is the investment going to when with this money? They're borrowing money to now all of a sudden is railway. That's all we're hearing. Railway. I went on the Ibadan Lagos train for a program in Oyo, in Ibadan. And I went from Lagos to Ibadan. And look, I've been in trains all over the world, in other parts of the world. The train I got on, compared to even the oldest train in the United Kingdom, is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. The material is poor. The building of the casting, the building of the train is poor. The seats are poor. It is 6,000 naira for first class. The chairs are low. There are no tables, and that's first class. This is arrant nonsense. And you're borrowing money to do all these things, and you're giving Nigerians a Photoshop. I have my own photos that I.
Did you hear that? She said it is arrant nonsense. I mean, these are her words, not mine. So, and not only that they are arrant nonsense, that they are also Photoshop. That one cracked me up. I said, how can a railway station? I wish I can speak to her now. Say, Sister Abana, how can a railway station be photoshopped? I mean, this one passed me. But let her continue.
We were walking across planks.
And this is the planks here. Railway station commissioned by Buhari.
This is our railway in Ebuta Meta. And this is what they are copying. Nigeria is supposed to be copying from abroad. It's a mess. It's not finished. See, as people are suffering, dragging their load across rail tracks, which I also have done on my way to Ibadan to deliver a paper at the Oyo governor.
Actually, she's actually the one that recorded this. So she's not talking about hearsay, because after this interview she had with AIT, I reached out to her, said to her, I heard you talk about that you went to Ibadan. I wasn't aware what was happening. She said, yes, I went to Ibadan. Mazi, are you doubting me? I said, no, Sisi, no, I can't doubt you. But she said, okay, you know what? I'm going to send you the video. And when she sent the video and I saw that part with that plank, I mean, I was like, now, wow. You know what it means? Normally, there ought to be a bridge from one track to the other. You know, many of you who have used trains in advanced country would understand what I mean. They might, like in Germany, they will say Gleis 1, Gleis 2, Gleis 3. So if you want to move from Gleis 1 to Gleis 2, or in England, they say platform 1, platform 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to move from platform 1 to platform 2. Sometimes, like it is in many places, some, you know, you just little bridge, you cross over. But here, they had to put plank on the track for these people to move. I mean, come on.
Invitation to discuss the way forward for Nigeria. Well, we're supposed to be discussing development. This is development. Only if we don't help ourselves, I don't know again. No, we have to. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. Railway master. Okay. We were walking across planks to go from one side of the railway. We were crossing the railway tracks to enter the to go on the railway. To go on the train. And yet we hear this government telling us of what a fantastic job this railway thing is. It is not a fantastic job. I've been on the Lagos Ibadan train in the first class, and it is nothing compared to even the economy trains that you have in England between Manchester and London.
I'm sorry that
I thank God that some of us are exposed and some of us do travel. We see, we're not blind.
Thank you so much. I think that's.
So obviously, the whole video, I think maybe it will be published as well on Njenje Media, just without anything, just the same way you saw it there. So you can eventually go and look at it. Now, when we talk on infrastructure, I have spoken to a lot of stakeholders over time. You know, one of the things that, as many of you, I think many of you who actually came to know Njenje Media probably started following Njenje Media because of the Enugu International Airport, when I took it upon myself to ensure that that project was completed. And, you know, did for 378 days, that a campaign that was every single day, a flyer will be designed and we'll tweet it out. And I called upon many of you to help to tweet it out. And, you know, we ran that campaign. Initially didn't know that that campaign was going to last even for 2-3 months, but eventually lasted a year. But again, it tested our resilience as a people to know that when you start something, you're not doing it because someone is going to pay you or paying you. No, you're doing it out of your conviction that something ought to be done. Well, eventually, the runway was done. Again, emphasis mine, runway, not airport. Two different things. Runway was done. For many of you joining me for the first time, kindly please like this video so that the YouTube algorithm will alert others that you like it, so it will show on their page. They can join us as well. For some reason, I have very, very little views coming from YouTube. I don't understand what is going on. Is it too late? It's after 9. It's not too late. Or is people in the bar? Or because of insecurity, has everyone gone inside? Or is everyone sleeping? Or because of the rain? Or are you busy in the other room? What's happening, people? You know, let's get more people in. I'm not talking to myself, people. So, like I said before, one thing I found out about infrastructure is that it breaks my heart that when you give concrete criticism as to how you think projects should be done, especially using some, let's not even talk about international standard, okay? Let's not talk about international standard, but let's just say using common sense standard. And all you hear is everyone thinks, oh, you're criticizing the government. Oh, you don't like the government. You don't like this. No. I'll give us as an example. Anambra State, my own state, opened or tested a runway. Maybe I use that word, tested a runway. Fantastic runway, 3.7 kilometers long, 1 kilometer racer both sides. Fantastic. But if I tell you that that airport is not unlikely to be ready for the next 2 years, you think I'm kidding you. And I said it that same day before it was. And when I was even interviewing the Commissioner of Information here and saying, when do we think the airport will be open? And nobody cares to give you details. Sometimes my problem with us in Nigeria here is that the finer details is what we lack. And we don't want anyone to hold us accountable. This Lagos Ibadan that Buhari went to Lagos on June 12th to commission is not the first time that Nigeria has commissioned something that is not completed. States do it, federal government do it, but for how long would that nonsense continue? You will see your state government commission a project where the sidewalks, or sorry, what they call the curbs, the day of the commissioning, you will see people still painting the curbs. And if you make mistake, normally they paint them with black and white. If you make mistake, go and you are in Agbada or any of these parachute looking like cloth, you go near that place, the thing will just. But question that I keep asking, I'm not saying this because I'm into project management or that I am or that that's my profession. No, I'm saying this because why can't we start getting things right? Why can't we? Is Buhari going to die if we finish that? Both the air bridge, everything, every damn thing, both the e-ticketing, everything, and the comms, and that's it. Many of you in England will know when Terminal 5 was rehabilitated, which is now, I think is now, no, sorry, Terminal 2 is the one that is now called Queen's Terminal. But when Terminal 5 was reopened, sparkling, every single thing worked. I went to Enugu International Airport the other day, and I was shown round the toilets that I was told this is the best, the VIP toilets. And I think some of you saw the video. Me tested some of, they say, oh, this is COVID compliance. The moment it makes that's one of the reasons why, one of the things they have to have in order to get certification to reopen after COVID, that you do not need soap dispenser. You do not need your hand to touch the tap. All you need is sensor. You put your hand, soaps comes in. Half of the units there were not working the day, to the point that I had to ask them to fetch the facility manager. Oh, facility manager was telling me, oh, he worked in the morning. Have you heard that? Have you heard that? That's such nonsense. And this thing we do, I don't know, I think it's our mentality, because in our homes, have you ever visited somebody's, listen, if you have 100 homes in Nigeria, 95 of them does not have functional toilets. Sorry. Have you ever visited somebody's toilet? You want to sit down and do a wee. The what's it called? The plastic cover, so useless that sometimes you didn't want to also damage your organic. I don't know. It's so, I mean, Jesus Christ, can't we do something and do it right? Must we always commission something and commission it like mad people? Oh, so that we built train. Buhari just went to Lagos, commissioned that thing, gone home. Half of the work not done. Come on now. We should be demanding that things are done right. I don't know, honestly, I don't understand the mindset, but sometimes it appears we keep quiet, because if not, you're seen as, you leave him, he complains a lot. Like me personally, I've complained about toilets, that, a worst case scenario, we men, we can always go with hand sanitizer, go at the back of your car, and titrate. But how do you expect women to go to local government or to come to the market and there is no privacy, in a hygienic environment that they could do their business with dignity, and now afterwards have water to wash their hands? No. And it does not bother anybody. We built, honestly, everybody is just being mad. Okay, yesterday I was watching a video in River State by Weekend. You look at the road he said is constructed. They are commissioning the road close the road through canopy. But when you look at the sides, maybe some people say, I don't know, one of my friends say, Maz, I think you have, what's it called it? One funny name, not autistic. HD. No. I can't remember. But she called it a very funny name that you're too particular, you're into finer details. I said, of course. Of course. You know, don't you like good things? I'll give us an example. I was doing a building construction. You know, in Nigeria, after plastering, there is this new one they tell you is screeding. They will rub it, say it's no longer white cement. They will rub it, mix chemical, blah, blah, rub it so that it shines or it smoothens. Now, imagine this. The door has been fixed. The door has been fixed. And this guy that does the screeding says is one of the best, so highly recommended. I asked him, please make sure you mask the door before you apply whatever you're doing. The day I came to the site, wallahi, if I had dagger that day, if I don't choke somebody. You know the door frames. He plastered the door. You wouldn't know where. Listen, this is the guy that did the plastering stopped here where the door stopped. But when he came, he put his own. Everything. The only thing Kukuma didn't do was just to cover the door itself with screeding materials. Now, after complaining, he stayed back 3 days extra, just making sure that those things are straightened up and done right. But in doing that, he cost me more because some of these doors are not local doors. In trying to scrape those things out, you give wound to them. And these are not doors you can paint. I don't know if you're getting that. So now, for me, if you get mad, he's going to complain, nah, this or God, there is nothing you do that he will be satisfied to Fiakwa. Then I asked him, if you had applied common masking tape, you could have, overrun the masking tape with whatever you were doing. But once you finish, just remove the masking tape. You will be happy with what you've done. You will be proud with the finishing you have gotten. Now you ask yourself. So when we criticize government, I'm not part of those that will criticize government just because you want to speak. No. I'm giving my solution. Solution is very simple. Like Ankyo Briggs said here, it's very simple. You don't commission things that are incomplete. Look, Lagos, what's it called? Abuja, Lagos. Abuja, Kaduna. The same thing. People will go and say they want to buy it. Sometimes I say, whether coconut there our head. Somebody wants to buy a train ticket. You that commissioned it without any ticketing, this thing, don't you know that you have corrupt citizens that they will want to look at everything and find a way to make sure things are not done. You ask yourself again, government, please, I'm begging you, let us stop this nonsense of commissioning. If you must commission something that you work out from that place. It is spot on, full speed, everything. Before Port Harcourt International Airport was closed for international flight, I flew in there once. I showed us the video, my video of Port Harcourt International Airport. Yes, the internet, the fastest upload speed I have seen across the world. The fastest, 126 megabyte per second. 126, the fastest I've seen at any airport. At least I've flown over 60 countries and at least not less than 100 airports that I have used. So I understand when I say this, because one of the things I do, I sit down, if I log on to the Wi-Fi, the first thing I do is to look at speed, look at speed. Assuming I shot something, I want to upload, I look at speed. I do it. If I, it's part of me. So when I was shocked and I tweeted from the Port Harcourt International Airport, wow, I tweeted the speed. I use Speed Checker. It's a free app. Go check it out. Now, what I'm saying in essence is that there must be a way of doing things right. In essence, there must be a way. We must walk away from this mediocre approach and thinking. Is it in Aba? You see video or photos, uncompleted projects everywhere. You are building, you're snapping pictures, you want to show us you've commissioned this thing. You don't have any sidewalk. You don't have the kept doing this. The gutters are open, everything open. Come on now. Is it how you're going to leapfrog? And why I'm saying this is not only federal government. Local governments are all involved. States are all involved. Federal government are all involved. It's not about north, south, east. All of us, Yoruba, Igbo, everybody, there is something somehow wrong with us. There is something inherently wrong. Anyway, so having said that, okay, I've said something serious. Let me calm myself down. Let me bring my good friend Lai Mohammed, because Lai Mohammed, there's this video now. Let's get a little bit here. Lai Mohammed has this new video now. He was saying that his 7-year-old grandson asked him, "Daddy, why did they call you Liar Mohammed?" Liar Mohammed. Watch.
Grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
Okay, Layama. Oh, sorry. Why did I say Liar Mohammed? Okay, DSS. That was a slip of something. Ogalai Mohammed, not Liar Mohammed. I didn't call you Liar Mohammed. I said Ogalai Mohammed. Huh? Did I say Liar Mohammed or Liar Mohammed? Okay, Ogalai Mohammed. No, Ogalai lie, like you know go agree. I know go agree. Lie. Okay, Lie Mohammed, not Lie Mohammed. Jesus Christ, what? DSS, please, I'm begging you. This is not serious. It's slip of tongue. It's my Anambra tongue. Ogalai Mohammed. Okay, Lie Mohammed. Lie. Oga, tell us, what was your conversation with your 7-year-old son again, grandson, please?
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
Oh dear. How do you explain politics to a 7-year-old? The Minister of Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed, not Liar Mohammed, please. Mr. Lai Mohammed. Thank you very much, Biafran First Son. Thank you for the super chat, the first super chat of the day. Please, people, now that we appear to be cracking on, can you, when we play ball, we have the same number of people watching on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. It's called GG. I've been thinking, so can somebody help me in the comment section? When we used to play ball, when we play draw, we say it's GG. So please, what is the meaning of that GG actually? When we play draw, when we play 2-2, we say it's GG. So what is the meaning? Even now, I'm still yet to understand the meaning of that GG, as in the letter G and letter G. So what does it mean? I don't know. I've been thinking, is it gold, gold? Is it? I have thought about so many things, but I don't know. But that's something that just crossed my mind. So pardon me if I'm ahead of myself. So thank you very much once more, Biafran First Son. So like I said, and I see some of your comments here. Someone said that it appears Nigeria is allergic to anything good. Well, it could be, maybe the people. But there is one thing. Have you ever seen the way they do? I've gone to the National Assembly. You go to the National Assembly, see finishing. Have you ever seen senators? You see someone like, people that share their photos of their house in the internet. See, like someone like Femi Fani Kayode. You see someone like Ekweremadu. You see someone like Saraki or whatever. So when you look at, just ignore them in that picture. Zoom, look at the environment. You see some of these, our northern leaders and the elite, when their children get married, come and see finishing. You cannot believe that something like this is in Nigeria. So, meaning they know what it means to finish something and finish it in high taste. But if you juxtapose that, what actually happened in other countries, those things you see there are the things you should see in public properties, not in private homes. If you go to White House, you can see that they want to build it with the best of materials. But come home, we want to build our own with Chinese tiles. I saw, this, I think it's called, not 30 by, these tiles, these bathroom tiles. I don't know if it's 20 by 30 or whatever, but it's not kind of square. 45 or 30 by 45 or something like that. That people, to some point, use that tile for stairs. Just stairs, because it's a public place. And you're stepping on it and you're like, where has somebody's brain gone to? Who approved this manner of rubbish? Knowing that this is a place that will have high traffic, people will start stepping on it, and eventually it will run out. Go to Lagos International Airport. You see the tiles at the Lagos International Airport that does not have traffic. Listen, anybody that tells you that they have traffic is just absolutely rubbish. How many flights lands there in a day? Whereas if you go to Heathrow, if you're within Hounslow, some part of Berkshire, maybe in Slough, you could actually be in the back garden and you're looking up, you can see plane queuing, as in queue, plane. You think is street light up. No, these are planes. Queue in the evening because they drop every 2 minutes. They drop constantly. Now imagine the amount of passenger they handle, and these passengers go through these towers, and these towers are there years after years. They are not worn out. But Nigeria on that, how many planes in there? How many passengers? KLM, maybe one flight. Lufthansa, maybe one flight. This Turkish Air, one flight. Not where they have one going to JFK, one going to Frankfurt, one going to Alaska, blah, blah, blah. No, just one per one country. So how many? And most times, apart from high season, the flights are not even filled up. So there is no traffic. Yet we use the worst of materials to build public spaces and public institutions. The ones they can build, they sell. The way they sold, some of you that grew up in Enugu, I understand what I mean. The Polo Park in Enugu sold. And we are happy that we built ShopRite there. We are happy we built ShopRite that could have used to develop another place. Anyway, at the end of the day, I think something, again, let's keep, enlightening ourselves. And, maybe some of us don't even know that these things are wrong. Maybe because if you haven't stayed, not just visiting, you see, there is a difference between living abroad or having visited abroad. Many times when people come abroad, they don't even maybe take note of all these things. It will take someone who have lived at least a year or two to begin to appreciate these things. The culture shock, everything, to begin to, so that when you come home like we are here, you begin to think, man, there is something inherent wrong with us. Inherently wrong. If not, tell me why would someone who is normal, who is not mad, will be driving 1, 2, 3, 4 cars, all speeding. Oh, they wrong go. A private citizen, not an ambulance. Pew, 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 pew. Where on they run go? Have you all run mad? Have you all gone nuts? A friend of mine, okay, had me in his car one time, and we are going somewhere at night around 8 o'clock. There is a place, I think, it's a gated area. They are about closing the gate. And the next thing I heard, he touched something, beneath his car. I jumped. I said, Kenny, what happened? He said, no, so that these guys would, I think he said it's called pilot or whatever, that he will open the gate. I'm like, please, why do you need to expose yourself unnecessarily? When you're driving, you're blaring siren like a madman. These are things. Our brain has gone kaput. These are things meant for people who are sick. Not even the dead. When a dead is dead, he's gone. No mequatalism, no, it's kaput. You don't use ambulance. Not even when we bury our parents. Oh, no, you don't even need that. The dead is gone. You only use ambulance to alert people to move away. That we collectively, not only the doctors, not only the nurses, not only the paramedics, that everybody, me, you, by going on the side, you're helping to save a life because you don't know who is there. You don't know. It might be your son, it might be your daughter, it might be your mom. You don't know. So by moving away, you're actually helping and you're supporting that someone's life will be saved. But no. Forget. The guy has a G guard. He has a what's it called? Sorry, I don't know. See, maybe poverty of not having big cars might be affecting me too. G guard. Oh, he has a G wagon. He has a what are the names? He has this is a big one, Land Cruiser. He has this, and they will just line up with blaring siren. And you tell me a government that wants to fight corruption, that on its own is corruption. By now, 6 years later, we should have stopped that madness. But hey, the government came in and the whole thing just like, Now every idiot, every cucumber and every carrot moves with siren. As long as you can just pay. They will give you more poor. Everybody trying to oppress who? You come in a small state of Anambra, it's like everybody. I think Anambra is the worst, maybe in the whole world, actually. Because if you come during Christmas, if you come home, you go to Enugu, at least very minimal. You go to your Imo, well, minimal. But the moment you enter Akokwa, madness everywhere, everybody running mad like there is no tomorrow. Pure. How, where did you go? Don't worry. I have keke. I don't have motor car self. I use Legedens. Is it Legedens or Legedens, whichever one. But again, these are things, because we cannot be clamoring for a sane society. Some of us actually have said, no, don't worry. When you get a new nation, you build it. And from the smell of the fat, you will have an idea how the shit will taste. Listen, now all of us must insist. If somebody is going to do some certain things elsewhere, you and I, if you join in such campaigns, you and I can actually stop the madness by frowning at these things. There are people in my village that don't visit me. And I don't need such a visit. Because, you know, when you tell somebody off, man, they come to my house now, no, they blow this thing. No, I mean, you don't need to come to the gate, someone will open the gate for you. So you don't need to be shouting, view. The person might feel insulted and say, sorry, it takes nothing out of me. But that's being real. We cannot continue to live in an insane society and expect to leapfrog. It doesn't happen. Tweet it out. Tweet it, to just write it out. We cannot live in an insane society and expect to leapfrog. Oh, this man has himself now. Anyway, on that note, and you know, again, these are part of the things that sometimes people do them without knowing that actually causing security threats to themselves. Now, I watched a video. That video talked about kidnapping, and he was trying to justify why they kidnap, or rather, why they engage in banditry. And that was in one of these northern states. So I would allow us watch this video so that we understand, pardon me, so that we understand some of these things that's happened and the thinking behind them, right? Once more, if you're just joining me, before we get into this video, if you're just joining me now, please share this video, like it. I can only see that only 29 people, 29, come on now, over 161. Huh? This is not even like dot people. Oh. This is like Zambeza forest. This is not, you're not showing me love. Eh? Show me love now. Make I know, where is my kunu self? You want me to drink fermented broccoli? Show me love. So in this video now, you see, I want you to read what is in there. It says, it has been long. We started not long after Zamfara State was created. Bear in mind, that's when they started. So they were asked, when did they start kidnapping? So you can imagine somebody who has been in the kidnapping business for more than 20, 25 years to 30 years. Can you imagine that? So now they've been asked, why did you go into banditry? Okay.
Dalilin daukan bindiga na mu makiyaya ne. Kasan nan tana da mai, tana da komi, tana da arzikin komi ba a yi.
I want us to pay attention. The reason why I say I want us to pay attention, I said something the other day. Some of you, again, I keep telling us, we must be a people, as long as we visit this channel, irrespective of what you believe in, but we must be deep thinkers. You know, we must try to inculcate the habit of thinking just beyond us, beyond our ethnicity, beyond our just immediate local government, state, family, or whatever. But let us think deeper about humanity in general. Now, this video says something that reaffirms the things I said before, that if we must have peace in Nigeria and its surrounding neighbors and in Africa, we must begin today to begin to address the issue of headers, their children. Because if you do not address the issues of the children of these headers, if you do not address the issues of the Amajiris, and you think it is not your problem, my dear, the abuse they receive today, they will be torn in the flesh of us all collectively, even if you're no longer part of this nation. Let's assume eventually Nigeria breaks, even if you are not, because they would still come in. But even as a human, we should know that, you know, it is good that everybody partakes in something that is good? Why would a child be going roaming in the street in somewhere, going after a cow? Why shouldn't that child have the opportunity to, yes, child, this is your cow given to you by your grandfather. Put a chip in that cow. Let that cow be fed in that ranch. However it's going to be managed, but that child should be able to go to school. The same thing applies to that child that is an Amajiri. We must find a solution. The same thing applies to that child in the southeast or in the southwest that is in the village, in the bush, not going to school. Listen, if you do not take care of that child today, when you think you have made money, that child will find a way. If nothing will happen, that child will break wall and come and attack you. Unless you want to live in prison, 50 blocks with the electric fence. But hey, you're still going to come out of your house. So, but if we begin to take care of every single downtrodden over time, at least everybody will have, begin to have a sense of belonging. So let's continue with this.
Kasan nan tana da mai, tana da komi, tana da arzikin komi, ba a yi da mu, ba mu da karatu, ba mu san.
Please try to read what is here. Now he's talking about, and this is part of my point. He said, we are not carried along. We are not educated. We do not know anything. Some of you, please, I beg you, do not say that Boko Haram says education is evil. No. Please, let us not toe that line of argument. Reason is, this is beyond Boko Haram. Even those that do not have the Boko Haram mentality, how have we treated them? Because this is something, sometimes we might, out of trying to either belittle or make a jest of, we are not looking at the real issue. The real issue, when I read these things, I found out that, if we want to be humane as humans, you can see an argument that does not in any way justify the criminality, but at least that there should be a systematic way to correcting what is.
Ba mu da tsaro, ba abun da ake muna, mu ake kashewa, kuma mu ne ake ba da labari, mu muke kashewa. Kaga wannan, sannan ba mu da wani abu mu duka.
Now, we don't have anything wherever a header is.
Kabilan makiyaya, duk inda makiyaya yake, bai da karatu, bai da wani.
He is uneducated. He has nothing. In this country, there is everything. This statement says a lot. Now, this statement tells me, you talk about victims. What we don't know that sometimes, if not many times, most of these people we see moving with cows are not the owners of those cows. How do we help these headers to also have a voice to say no to this slavery? Because it's slavery. You give somebody 1,000 cows and pay them peanuts, and they will use that 1,000 cows and go into somewhere, destroy farmland. Somebody asks question, because you that have 1,000 cows, you've given them AK-47 to walk around, they will shoot. Many of us I've once made a video that, do you know that those cow owners are actually tax evaders because they don't pay tax? Imagine where someone, an average cow costs about 200,000, right? Somebody do this calculation for me. Imagine where somebody has 1,000 cows, right? How much is it going to be? Somebody has 200, an average cow costs about 200,000, and you have 1,000, some more. It's about over 200 million. This is moving mobile bank. And there is this danger also of cattle rustling. So this is inherently, you see the thing, all the promises made to them were not fulfilled. By who? the same evil people in power who many of them have these cows, many of them make these promises, many of them arm all the criminals, yet they cannot even fulfill their own part of the bargaining chip. And why won't we have criminals?
Alƙawulan da suka ɗauka yadda suke ɗaukan ɗiyansu su sa su aikin gwamnati su sa su karatu. Dawo haka mu da Bahaushe da Bahillaje da Bayoruba su zama ɗaya. Shugaban ƙasa ya hito ya taka ƙafafu da Bayoruba su zama ɗaya.
Did you see that? The Hausa, Yoruba, and the Fulani should be treated equal. Again, here he's already seeing the Yorubas, maybe the Igbos, the Efik, as people who are privileged, without knowing that when you see that many of us that has gone beyond first degree, second degree, third degree, it's actually self-help, self-made. But he doesn't understand that. He is angry for every other person succeeding. But again, you will not believe him because you cannot talk about competing. How can you compete in an environment where everything is already skewed? How can you compete in an environment where a child from Yobe that wants to go into unitary school has to score only 2 as a female? A male scores only 6. Now, a child from Anambra State that wants to get into the same unitary school who scores 138, 138, will go home crying and say, Daddy, Mommy, I have failed. I have failed in all the money you spent on me because he or she needed to score 139. How is that fair? So someone who, even if you are an imbecile, an idiot, you can basically do turbom, just guesswork, because these are objective questions. So by the time you tick A in all the questions, there is no way there cannot be 2 A's in the answers. Then you're passed. So basically, it means show up. And that is the same entity. That is the same country. Why they are angry, why this video, the person speaking in this video is angry is because fundamentally, those things that ought to have aided him to compete with others has been denied to him by his leaders. Because you cannot talk of going to university. You cannot talk of going to polytechnic if you do not have the basic prerequisite, which is NECO or SSC. There are states, a whole state, that down south, what a community registers for secondaries for GCSE is what a whole state. Yet when election comes, willingly or unwillingly, the people will be manipulated. They will all come out. Make your people also come out in doing those exams in order to progress in life. It becomes an impossibility.
Shugaban ƙasa ya hito ya taka ƙafafun shi da kanshi ya zo ya yi zaman nan. Ai da ake siyasa shi yana.
Anyway, my point is made already with this video. The point here is, the reason why I want to show this video is to recap again. It talks about the injustices that they feel and the denial that was being given to them. And some of these things being denied to them is as a result of a systemic power grabbing by the elites. You give them this power, they use it to hold the tower carried. You know, those that they think ought not to go to school, to hold them down. But over time, if we do not speak up for those that they hold down, they would abuse you and I when we become frail, when we become vulnerable in our old age, and they will be a terror to you and I, and they will be a terror to our children. We cannot run forever. We can't run away forever. And that is going to be a terror to the whole of the African motherland and the African continent. Being a deep thinker, as I call us, is that we will begin to fashion out ways we can speak up for the downtrodden. I don't know if so many of you have seen it. There's a video that I watched yesterday night, and that video violated me. A video of 7-year-old with the the mom is in Lagos. She lives with the grandmom somewhere in the east, and the grandmom collects 1,500 and allow people to abuse the 7-year-old. There is nobody with conscience that will watch that video and you won't cry. I did. It doesn't make me less a man. But to think that a child of 7 years, I know when my kids are 7, an adult, 30 or 40 something years, will come and abuse a child and pay. I mean, this is horror movie, and somehow you want to, and again, if you and I walk away from that charge thinking it's not our problem, that damaged child, the child is already damaged by the actions, because not only one man has done that, many men has done that. The child was crying. The video broke me. Now, I've asked people to reach out, see how one can intervene. If I get the contact and, the child should be taken away, find a way, even if it means adopting, I don't mind. But the child needs to be worked on mentally. If not, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Some of you who understand mental health more than myself here, who are watching, will understand what I mean. That she needs every single help she can get. There is this African proverb that says, it takes a whole village and a community to raise a child. Can we a little bit walk away from our so much individualistic thinking and think about this community? Because at the end of the day, yes, now you're young, we can build big houses, but there comes a time. Imagine now, people like Atom Silva had a heart stroke, he's no longer mobile. People like IBB is no longer. So anybody, without those security, anybody can he's still vulnerable. Come in and there is nothing he can do. Do not think you and I wouldn't get to that stage. We will. Yes, we are strong now, but we will definitely get to that stage. But now, pay attention. If these men I mentioned, the time of their youth, if they have created that Africa, that nation, where empathy rules, where people look out for one another, where, by the virtue of actions and things they did, there isn't this level of crime and this level of money, as if it's only money or nothing. Probably we would be in a better position, in a better position now, and they will not be needing, even in their vulnerable stage, to be protected in the manner that they are being protected. Kenneth Kaunda died today, age of 93. I remember in the early 90s, I read his book, Zambia Shall Be Free. Google it. Fantastic book. Book written when men, they were fighting for independence in very simplistic language, but therein he laid out his thinking. He laid out his thinking that today is no more. We can go back and see, what manner of man he was. But there is one thing, if you put his name on Google search, you find out that he lived in a bungalow. He didn't build mansions. Just in a bungalow with fields, just lived a simple life until his death. But here we are building prison for ourselves. Prison for ourselves. We will begin to, there ought to be a reawakening amongst us as a people and the society. There must and there should and there shall be an awakening. Patty Monkey said that was exactly what Gumi tried to explain to us. Well, yes, but whatever is good for the goose is also good for the ganja, right? Somaliland. Well, Somaliland, yeah, is good. Somaliland is you're talking about Somaliland. Even Botswana, even Rwanda. Somehow these big Nigeria just, I don't know, maybe because nobody feels it belongs to them. Everybody just wants kill the damn thing to death. And that's why a lot of these things are happening. Well, if you're just joining me, thank you very much. And I am still Mazes, okay? Kindly subscribe to this platform if you haven't, and like the video, share the video, please. Now, it brings me to the next. I want you to help me participate here. There are two things I need to talk about here. Many of you would have seen this, that the people of Middle Belt has asked Ndibo for forgiveness. I don't know if you've seen the video, but listen, the Middle Belt, remember during the Biafran War, majority of the soldiers used in executing that war, including the head of state of that time, were Middle Beltons. I was speaking to a very high-placed, I wouldn't mention his name, a very high-placed person from Middle Belt 2 weeks ago in a very private conversation. He said something. Even in private, he talked about this, the apology that they will keep repeating it, that Igbo should understand that it's no longer like before. He said something very striking. He said that now that they talk about these things, that they didn't know that they were being used even when the Middle Belters were in charge of governance. That some people were somewhere manipulating them, and they were the one carrying out. Now it became very clear with what T.Y. Danjuma said. Now it became very clear who was behind when Gowon was balkanizing the eastern region. Again, you can see, but as we say in Igbo, I want us to join me, watch this forgiveness. Personally, having listened to this, I will say, I forgive. And that begs us collectively. Now, it is not the spirit, Oyenima. It is not the spirit to begin to talk about karma. You and I don't know when we'll leave this earth. It might be this night, it might be tomorrow, it might be in 10 years, 50, 40, 70 years. We don't know. But if someone summons the courage to say, I am sorry, it behoves on you to basically accept that apology.
To appeal to the Igbo nation that the Middle Belt people are not your enemies anymore. It's our appeal. And in this regard, we also want the Indigo worldwide to also take the Middle Belters as their friends and permanent brothers and sisters forever.
It's a privilege to be amidst you today, and I count it a great one. My name is Barrister Seth Manset. I am a proud indigen of the Middle Belt. It's a region that Nigeria must adopt, understand, and operate as safe. We are happy to be here. I'm here to give a vote of thanks, and I want to be very brief. And in our vote of thanks, we must appreciate your hospitality. We've been here since Friday, and Chief have not relent, and ensuring that we are okay, that we are good. Unfortunately, he did not give us the map of Imo State, but we also want to apologize for one thing. My leader didn't even see. We are sorry for discovering the agenda this late. We are sorry.
Did you hear that? We are sorry that we discovered this agenda very late. We must be deep thinkers, that when someone appeals to you, you don't beat someone who is already down, begging. Listen, if many of you know the level of conversation that is going on unannounced, you will be rejoicing, because I am many times, really happy by the level of camaraderie, by the level of conversation going on, and it's just mutual respect. I am not superior than you, you are not superior than myself, but the issue is we have now come to realize, yes, we were used during the British era, we are used during the first, second, third, fourth republic, whatever, but now everyone is realizing it. Our eyes are open. We can now see very clearly and see that we have a common enemy. In that case, we are now coming together to say never again. We have to work together as a people, respecting each other in order to protect ourselves.
On behalf of our leaders, for understanding that we have been deceived over time. We are sorry that as youths and members of the family, we are just coming up today boldly, strongly, to tell you this is the end of it. We are sorry that the moles in the system of Middle Belt have at least done us a favor of leaving the Middle Belt. They are now in Zaria. We are sorry to say boldly that as youths we are willing this time, without dragging of feet, to do the right thing and associate. It's a lie to say it's not even a religious puzzle. When people are killed in their churches, when people are made in their various groups, and leaders. Okay, let's try to be minimal on the issue. We are just sorry that it happened right from 1960, the way it happened. But we are here to kindly apologize and kindly plead for your support this time. We are neighbors. The Niger are joining us. Whatever the map, you cannot remap it. We are brothers. And if we have over 300 ethnic nationalities, it therefore means that we have a reason for our confusion. But we refuse to be confused any longer. We refuse to be confused any longer. This time is for good. We are out for good. And we are treating at the level of a generation that is concerned about what will happen tomorrow, not the one that have a political interest. They can drag our leaders to whatever length, but today we are here before you to say one thing, that we are in for good. Liberation and freedom of Christians, liberation and freedom of our region, liberation and freedom from the North. We are the target of the North. I can say it categorically, without any reservation. We are not going home with anything. We are here to unveil it. We have been the victims, but enough is enough. Unfortunately, we don't have a president. The only person we have is the one who is silent enough to say nothing. But we are glad that we're here today. And we're here for good. What we're fighting for is not for our immediate consumption, but for the future. We're sensitive to a generation that thinks and hope that his children will live. And like my friend will say, we're happy to consummate, release, romance, forgive our leaders. They've done what they have done, and thank God they have left the area for us. They've left the area for us to account for decisions they have made before. But we're out to be sure that this never happens again. Today, I think the delegation of youth is intentional. As they keep doing politics, we have clearly ethnic nationality intact. We have clearly the records of everybody, and today is not a hidden agenda, and it will never stop. We are out. They must follow suit, whether they like it or not. And I'm happy to be here, and I thank God for Chief and my leader as well. So I assure you that we're not dragging feet on this issue. We are out for good to see the liberation and the freedom of not just Biafra, but the Middle Belt as well.
So you have seen it. You see, again, after this day, anyone who is watching me, please, if you are from the Great Igbo Nation, GIN, and you have watched this, and where people have come to say that they are sorry, I, Mazi, is okay. I'm saying you are forgiven. Your generations are forgiven. I'll go to sleep with a clean heart. I have no reason on earth that somebody says I'm sorry and I still bear grudges. No, no. And not when one says that I am sorry from the depth of the heart. And that's what I can see from that video. Again, that's me. Now, on the next video, I want you all to help me out here. There is this video I got last night about the Udara tree, you know, our local apple, what the Yorubas call Agboromo, I think. The video says that this Udara tree was cut down. Here, for those of you who do not understand English, let me explain this, please. For those of you who do not understand English, Igbo, they said this is the Udara tree that on its own, it fell. Now, the owner of this farmland saw it when it fell, called in a man with a chainsaw. They call it the Doma. You know, the Doma is, I think, is a particular chainsaw, but eventually it took the name. Called in a man with a chainsaw to cut the branches. On cutting the branches, the next day, for the man to come and finish the job, they now saw the same tree that he have cut these branches you see on the floor, standing up again. I looked at this, you know, my initial feeling was, I mean, this for me, it tells by moonlight. But on a second thought, I thought maybe empirical thinking, you know, empiricism, maybe empiricism is scattering my head. Maybe I'm the one here that is the issue. I said, okay, let me bring it to you people, because you are the best parliament ever on this planet Earth. Let us all collectively look at it with our third eyes and see if there is anything we can see here. Again, this happened in Isofia, the hometown of Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo.
Order after 4 days, after 4 days,
Okay, now this is part of the. You can see this on that place is part of the branch that was cut. Okay, the chainsaw is already cut.
So the boy akwọrọ ịchazie ya ọ na-akwụ ebe nkara na-aga before ya na-amakwazi ebe ukwu ụdara adị wee manikwe wee kwụrụ ọtọ.
So now if you look at this time here, according to what is being said in this video, now the reason why I began to, because I was thinking what could be the motive behind this if this is fake. But when I now looked at because I understand what they're saying, it's my local government, and I looked at them, some of them are elders from their voice. And if you understand this, that these people are elders, so I do not see anything they are selling here. But on looking at this, the stem of this, the trunk, I do not look at it as something that has kind of uprooted and fell. So I'm kind of confused myself, as the authenticity of this, but it's not something that I think was staged. So let's continue. You will see at some point when the camera goes up, you see the parts that were cut off. The Dharma guy wouldn't have cut those parts from the top without a crane. Okay, so let's see. I will need us to help me here, please.
After 4 days, order binana. When you don't be bed, isi chaya. Nambaro me nambara be face toss okoye nezi oki solve. Komere. So order after 4 days. Kokukwa after 4 days.
Okay.
Order.
Now you see what I was saying before. You can see that there is no branches top. You can see that place actually through it's been cut, and that is what you see on the floor. Now, if we apply simple physics, imagine this tree fell without being there, but if I use my eye gauge, I can see that from that level, from the bottom to the place that was cut, if we move it across, it could actually be at that point where we saw the initial branches that were cut. Am I making sense, people? Or am I just talking rubbish?
So ndị mmadụ na-abịa enenegasị ya. So nke a abụrụ na-asụkwa asị mụ na-ejude ihe ala ji aka njefe ya tata awụ Sunday bụ ka ihe today's date dị. Tata 13 June 2021. So ife ahụ mere n'ezi ọka isi ọfịa Agwata local government area. Ife ahụ osisi dara ada after agbukacha ya onye dọọma by mistake na okeke.
Now, oh, sorry.
By mistake na okeke.
See, I want to stop the video here. But I'm looking at this thing. Does this look like something that fell? I don't know. Now, I'm just thinking, what could have pushed it back when there is only the trunk? There is nothing like a leaf to. Honestly, people, I'm confused. So, you've seen it. Can you help me? Oyenimo says the roots reacted, said no. Oyenimo, you are not case. He said the root reacted. Reacted to what? Did the root take Viagra or what? Why would you say the root reacted, or was the root about to go to Zahaza? Please, I'm trying to make sense of it. Or could it be that if we apply physics here again, that the root, because there is no leaves to weigh it down, because it is being cut, then it is easier for the trunk to be pulled back. I don't know. So what do we think? People, get into the comment section. Let us rack our brain. You know. Exactly. Biafran First Son says, let me take this. Biafran, the soil doesn't look like something was uprooted. But as you said, the elders cannot make that exactly. So I do not, because if it's something that was done by all these younger generation, but when I saw that level of elders there, and they were mentioning name, I've sent it to someone from Isofia actually to cross-check. But I'm still trying to make sense of what could have caused such a phenomenon to happen. The person I sent it from Isofia hasn't. Let me take some of your comments on this. It was pulled back, not pushed. Either way. Yeah, oh, you know, but what pulled it back? Honestly, I had it happen before here in the, I don't know. This Udara tree is ours. Oh dear, some of you are just cracking. Mazi, can you please zoom in a bit? I think no, I can't now. That's the most I can go. Unless I go, okay, hold on. No, that's the most I can go. I wish I can. Hold on, let me see.
That better, yeah.
You see the branches that were
So better
on the
be
floor.
on kana itika say police each other. So
The
you are on
branches are on the
kana
floor.
ben
See?
kana police each other. Fa on kana Udara. So Udara will be near wala kurokwa. So even je go see about we for me.
I don't want to foreclose anything, but again, someone here is saying, Mazi, can you? Okay, no, I've taken that one. Someone says, People's Crat says, staged. Where is the video of the day before it fell? Just like that. Well, People's Crat, it's, you know, I would take it that no one envisaged that it will. Again, this tree was not caught. They say it fell. So no one envisaged that it will happen. Maybe therefore there is no prior video. So if there was a prior video, then I would think it's made up, actually. I'm just trying to understand the physics. Maybe some of you, don't we have anyone here that studied Greek engineering? I mean, your engineering no reach the Udara tree. Yeah? Someone pulled it back before the man. Oh God, you guys are cracking me up. So someone pulled it back. Udara tree has always been mysterious. That one I don't necessarily, but again, let's not get into the conversation this evening. But again, I'm just trying to find a plausible empirical reason. He says it happened here in the States, and someone was killed because the top was cut off. The roots were still intact, and under pressure, the tree stood and killed the woman standing close. James, if you can send me a video of that one. I know that the one I saw once was a road construction in Brazil where they were trying to use bulldozer to pull down a tree. And they pulled it, the bulldozer pushed, but the roots will bring it back. Bulldozer pushed it. So, but in Nigeria, they cut off that and saying that the ancestors or whoever said, no, that it wasn't going to happen, that is mysterious. But if you watch the full-length video, you find out that at some point, when the bulldozer now took the root, it was able to uproot it. So it was nothing like that. But in this case, what I'm thinking is, if the branches were there, probably it couldn't have gone back, because the branches obviously will hold it down. But I think by the virtue of the fact that the trunk was yanked off into two with no branch, maybe the roots on the ground was able to pull, because now it's pulling a lesser weight, and he pulled it back again. I don't know. Let me take more comments. He says, our ancestors are calling us. Okay, people are saying you will go answer this ancestor call. You alone. No. I am part of Ndiche, but these ancestor call are not there. Huh? Say our ancestors are calling us back. Ken Riba, it's all stage. I believe we are out in Adam stories. No, I don't believe it's staged. Never pull the fruit from Udara tree. Oyenimo. Ibiaku. That one, even this Christmas, I was matching Udara self to Udara one to eat. See, the one you pluck has all the vitamins intact. That one is even has vitamin K and Z self you're talking. Can you tell the meaning of can you tell me the meaning of wonderful shall never wonders shall never end? I believe you want to say. I believe this is one. Now I think let's apply some logic here, and I don't. No. Ken Riba, I don't think it's against physics. Someone here said some similar thing happened in America. I don't know if the person can share the video. If you have a video, if you can share it on here so that we can all look at it collectively as a group, then that will help us. Oyenimo says, it fell, roots intact, the root stretched. When it fell, the root contracted and pulled the tree back. Oyenimo, I think I tend to agree with this logic. I tend to agree with this logic with the caveat that because the top are now off, then you have only a stem, then it is easier for the roots to pull back the stem to come back again. Because if you had all these epheses, if you had all these big things here, it wouldn't have. But for the fact that it didn't, then it was easy to be pulled back. I believe, Davison says, I don't believe such thing happened. Well, Ogilisi 3 can do that, but Udara 3, very strange. Anyway, the only reason why I brought it here is for us to all look at it. The tree never fell. The tree never fell. The head was cut off. Well, maybe. Maza, it never fell. Maybe it bent while they were cutting it and while the weight is reduced. I don't think, from what they said from the video, he said it fell and the guy came and cut it. It's strange, but I don't want to honestly attach any mystery to it. I want to believe, like Oyenimo said, that applying some element of physics, that it was pulled back. Okay, so that's me, but Maz, if it happened in Bini Edo, I will believe. Don't you know that Bini Edo they have so many pilots, and they have the largest airports in the world. My Edo friends now, my joke idea. But in also when they two fly, everybody, every house gets helipad for back and runway, because when they land anyhow. Mas after 8 months strike, the whole crop science knowledge could disappear, enter WhatsApp genes. Oh dear. This is not rocket science. Was any heavy rain noted before or extreme heat after? There was a logical reason, I'm sure. Now Oyenimo is talking. I want to understand that Igbo land is full of mystery. Yes, but again, you see, we are in an empirical time. Yesterday, an app popped up, and I've been using that app like a crazy man now. That app on iOS is called Picture This. You download this app, any leaf you see, you don't know, just snap that leaf. The app will automatically tell you what leaf that is. The one I did yesterday is one of the things I have in my house. It's called Oda Opue in Igbo. That's how I knew it. You know, a leaf that whenever it fails, it grows up. But when I did it yesterday, it told me the botanical name, but don't ask me because I've forgotten. Yeah. But it's quite interesting because you can look at it. It's, you know, and this is what technology has done us. You know, before, my ancestors, my fathers would say what we call akwukwo nwanjo. And I remember that time my dad would say akwukwo nwanjo ojologe, meaning forgetfulness, because they believe that there is a leaf that when it touches you, you forget everything. That is in human mind. No leaf, actually. Because when you begin to understand psychology, understand mental health, you find out that actually that's the reason why sometimes you can come on, DSS, I'm not speaking against you now. So why today again? Come on. I'm not so that is the reason why you can sometimes see you walk into a room, you want to get something, but you're in the room looking around, you've forgotten what you want to take. You know, it's not alcohol, but it's, you know, things that oh, you have that MBS says I have that app. Okay, you see, that's what I'm saying. So, you know, why I'm bringing this up is I'm a man of science. I like to explain things, just like explaining 200 years ago to our parents why they should not kill twins. They will not understand it because they will say the ancestors said. But they will, when they understand the physics or the biology of how twins come about, triplets, you know, how they come about and how special they should be treated. And, you know, their mind begin to open. So I believe all these things is as a result of exposure. So if you try this app, and since I got this app, there is a leaf. Huh? Normally, when my dad was still alive, we normally, if you come home for Easter is when you have mangoes, boku boku. So we coming from abroad now, we will get home, all the mangoes, you know, we are like broilers. All the mangoes, the one that fell, we never knew that when a mango fell, you know, it touches the ground. Some of them are rotten at that place that it hooks to the tree. We pick all of them because we just be eating them, washed and unwashed. In the evening, everybody will be having running stomach. You basically sleep in the toilet. You know, this bad one that you just rush into the toilet. You think you want to do something, all you hear. You go to the toilet so to the point that oh dear. So, but my dad normally there is a tree that the leaf, you just gets it, washes it, combine it with alligator pepper. It's later that I understand the reason why he used to put it with alligator pepper is that it doesn't cause you trying to throw up. The alligator pepper will make it a little bit spicy for you to be able to swallow. But the thing is, if you take about 2-3 leaves, chew it, swallow it, within 30 minutes, this is no magic. I'm telling you, I've experienced it multiple times. That running stomach would stop. And having seen this app today, this is the app here. Picture this. Can you see it? Yeah, this is the app. Picture this. So having seen this app today, what I'm basically trying now, I'm snapping everything. Snap the palm tree. He says palm tree found in Africa, blah. And I'm like, I'm so, you know, the whole thing just, it blows my mind up. So that's the same thing. Let us apply logic. Let's not leave so many things to mystery. You know, there are ones we want to leave to mystery, like masquerade. We know that is only for that. We know those ones are not for bodies. But when it comes to other things, yes. I saw a plant growing in my back garden. Let me take MSC. Where are you based? I saw a plant growing in my back garden called stinging nettle. It stings, but you touch. It stings when you touch. But the app gave me how medicinal it is with diabetes. You see? Did you pay for MBS? Did you pay for yours? Because I think on iOS is demanding for some. I didn't pay. I'm using the paid, the free version. Oh, Birmingham, UK. I don't know. Okay, is it iOS or Play Store? So let me know whether I'll go and get an Android phone to do that. What did picture say about the Udara 3? That's what we are trying to find out. Maybe we'll develop our own to get to that point. Oh, you guys, okay, you paid, yeah. Maybe I will as well, because honestly, I just found it through Instagram yesterday. It popped up. Well, it's been popping up, but something I ignore. But it popped up yesterday. I just said, well, let me actually try this because of that plant. But I found it very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, people, now, in closing here, people, I'll close very soon. There is always a way to plant. You know, now that we now know that those that are going to farm, we might not have enough to eat this year because killer headsmen, obviously with bandits and with other evil perpetrators, did not allow enough people to go to farm. But I found this video, how you can now plant yam in sacks. So basically in one plot of land, you can plant up to 4,000. So this is no longer, you know, no more stress of digging with hole, blah, blah, blah. No. You stack them. And this is amazing. I was blown away today, but I was holding my chair so that I don't fly with the wind. So let me quickly look for that video. I was, honestly, I found it, I found this video. Yes, I found this video very interesting. So watch with me. So this is yam. This is just like a plot of land.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live and direct in Omonachi Farms in Anambra State. Fairwood Farm, sorry. And Omonachi. You can see the concept that is going on here. Planting farms in sack. We'll have over 4,000 planted already. Here you can see the concept. That is in less than the plot size is one plot containing 1,000 yam seedlings planted in sack. This is massive. So for those of you who are thinking it's a joke, for us it's something worth investing in. Come and see. You can harvest your yam twice a year, well planted, well taken care of. We invite you to come down here, see for yourself the magic wonders we are doing with yam, trying to see how we can end hunger in Nigeria, trying to see how we can end hunger in Southeast, South, and Southwest, and the whole nation at large. Let's go yamming. Let's go yamming. Start your own in your own small corner, and we wish you the best. God bless you. Thank you.
See, so when I see something like this, you know, it gladdens my heart because people are really innovating. And the reason why I want to share it is that we share to encourage us to learn, if you can, if you're there, if you're not traveling a lot, that maybe they will die. If you can, at the back of, your place that is not regularly used, you can try a couple of them and see, what you come up with. But again, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing things people are doing. Now, I will leave us with the final video of these people caught in heading to Owerri. They were hidden inside truck, and the following conversation took place. Pay attention.
From Nasarawa State and heading for Imo State. Imo State of all places. Imo State, where we are having a lot of conflict at the moment. And they are here with all their motorcycles. And I asked them what they were going to do in Imo State. And they said they were going to do Okada riding. And I asked them if they were not aware of challenges, security challenges on ground in Imo State at the moment. And they said they were aware. So I honestly don't know why they are heading for that place.
Now, they are heading to Imo in a truck with bikes. And at the same time, they are aware that Imo State has banned Okada. Where are they headed to? And for what reason?
With their motorcycles. So if you take a look at the trucks here, they are all loaded with lead and zinc, which is a solid mineral that was mined in Plateau State. And they are actually being dispatched to a company in Port Harcourt. But the trucks on their own loaded these young men somewhere along the route. I called the manager of the mining company in Plateau State, and he acknowledged the fact that he sent these items to Port Harcourt and warned the drivers not to pick anybody along on the road. But of course, the drivers are here and they picked these young men. I think the good news is that not one single weapon has been found.
Now, you see part of the thing I said at the beginning, attitude of the people. The driver left with raw materials to be delivered in Port Harcourt, maybe for onward shipment, and he was warned not to. But again, as Nigerians, inherent in the DNA, to always cut corners, always look at how to make money. You call it opportunity. Now he's landed, maybe innocently, maybe or maybe not. But let's assume, let's play naive. Let's say, okay, he's basically has got himself into trouble. Probably got himself into something he didn't know anything about. But the question is, if they knew that there is the ban of Okada in this vicinity, why travel to that place to do what? Hope Uzodinma, the governor of Imo State. I know by the virtue of calling you this evening here on the program, your aides, they are watching. I know they will forward this video to you. The people are calling upon you to make sure that you get to the roots of what was going on, the things we do not know. Those must be investigated. What is their mission? Of course, we know that Nigeria is an entity. Everybody has the right as a citizen to move around anywhere they want to move. But in this number, in this manner, even knowing well that the trade which they are going to do is already prohibited. Does that make sense? I don't want to alarm anyone. I don't want to conjure, and I do not want to, I speak with facts. I want to stay within the realm of facts. Hence, we wouldn't let this go away. We'll keep reminding you to have an update on this. Where are these people headed to? And for what reason? Now, once more, if you're watching me and joining me for the first time here, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please kindly do click on that like button. Over 200 people, only 28 likes. Come on. And one person is also doing an angry face. Couple of people, one person. Please like this stream so that the YouTube and Facebook would know you liked it, and and let that appear on other people's timeline as well. And for those of you joining me for the first time, please again subscribe. I appreciate that. Explain the logo before you clear. Which logo again? On your dot. Who doesn't know that I'm a dot? Is it Njenje Media logo that I need to explain, or the one on my? Which one? This one? That one is, it means that I'm proudly on your dot. And I'm proudly on your spare pass. Does that explain it? On your name, he says I should explain the logo now. I said, the logo is very clear. On your dot now, don't you know? We are the dot in the circle. So that is the meaning of this. Dot in the circle. Proudly on your dot. We are being called the spare pass people. And I say, proudly on your spare pass. Whichever one you call me 5%, I will say, proudly on your 5%. On your Nemo. I hope. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you, everyone. That's solidarity. If you remember the last time I appeared here, because I ordered the t-shirts, the Onye Dot t-shirt, I made one, I ordered it, it's not yet here. So for now, I am using the closest I can find. This is Onye Dot. In fact, I am dotted. You can say that I am dotted everywhere. Even my cap is dotted. And so it's dotted. So people, thank you very much for joining me. Let's not make this much longer, but remember, tomorrow is Friday. We have tomorrow Friday hangout. It's the day we drink our Budweiser, the day we drink our our beer, the day we drink our palm wine. So tomorrow we will find out if Enugu palm wine is better than Ozobolo Ngwo. So we'll see. AC as Ekwam said, give us update on the update. No, I don't have any update. I've only requested this evening, for people to help me look for the girl, or if you know as well. Sadly, the video, I can't share the video, honestly, if you haven't, because I don't want to get into trouble because that video broke me. So also, if you have watched that video, you know the girl, we can help. We can help. She needs help. She needs therapy. 7-year-old girl. If you don't have serious therapy to bring her back, that girl is gone. And she will eventually probably be a danger to the society. So we need to arrest her now. And also those that were involved and should be punished properly. And someone asking, when is Enugu International Airport opening? Enugu International Airport is opening, but not open for international flight as we speak. I hope I am still up to yesterday. I still had a conversation with some people in the know regarding the airport. So what I do believe is that the airport, what is holding the airport is being worked on. Now the question is, when will the airport be open? I'm still crossing my fingers for end of this month, which is maybe in 2 weeks' time. But what I'm thinking, if he misses end of this month, then it's going to be July. But day before yesterday, Ethiopian Airlines actually cancelled all flights till 2nd of January 2022. But I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about that because the pressure, I guarantee you that the pressure we are mounting for the remaining items to be done is enormous. So I believe once that those things are done, why I'm not talking about it, honestly, is until I see that these things are completed. Then obviously that's when you might start hearing about Enugu again, so for us to start demanding, okay, these things are done, can we have you guys issue NOTAM? That is not a notice of reopening to know when they're going to reopen. So again, that's my approach to it, and I believe we are going to get it. But sadly, I have to exercise some patience to understand until those items are completed and dusted. Anambra Airport, Ebukago says, Anambra Airport. I told you Anambra Airport when I started. Anambra Airport is I don't know when it was, but I doubt if Anambra Airport would be functional end of next year. I doubt. But at least we'll have a runway. But that's where we are. Onyenimo, please quote me right. I didn't say 2 weeks. No, I said I hope. If is a conditionality here. If the things that I am aware that is being done, if they finish within 2 weeks, yes, we'll begin the next phase of campaigning for that to open. But if they don't finish it, I do not see the airport opening this month. Let's say they finish next week in 2 weeks' time, then we might be looking about July, because then NCA will now come to inspect. Once they're done with the inspection, we can talk about reopening the airport. Mazi, zoo government is afraid of Tinka Papa. Nigeria matter be like bicycle seat. Only one like was me. Oh, thank you very much. Chidi. Worship media say, so Chidi, you're here. Okay. Thank you very much, Chidi. So wait till I talk. Megani. Inakwana. So Chidi, Lapia Kalao. He never goes for Zaza room. Eh? So Chidi, he never go for Zaza room. My brother, I'm rounding up. So Chidi, how is Canada now? I hope. Okay, no, I'm not get. Yeah, thank you. Yowa. Said I they come from Ansokwa. Na. Said you they come from Ansokwa. Abi you they come from where? And I know I they come from better than Nigeria. Ni. So said I talk me Canada is better than Nigeria, but it's not in Ansokwa person. They come from Anugu. Canada akwai Hausa kadan. He said, brother, we are talking too much. We need action. Oga, enter go take action now. He said you are talking too much. We need action. I'll prevent you from action. You know, must I join you? Go and do your action. If no action you want. Aha. See, they say they come from Anugu. Yo, Madala. To. Make it a go meet Amaria. To everybody. Waiting my good friend for Lai Mohammed. And they tell me, he say, never lie. I say, to. Lai Mohammed, he never lie. To. Maybe me takwa. Lai Mohammed, he never lie. Make it a bring me for Lai Mohammed. Because they tell me he never lie. Lai Mohammed, he never lie. Lie. Somebody they call me for liar for Mohammed. But if they call me for liar for Mohammed, they tell me for DSL. I say DSL. It's not me. They call me for Lai Mohammed for liar, because if they look me for, they call me. If it go my house the way they go for Senate, for National Assembly, you go blocky road.
When my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why did they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
So people don't mind. We are not lying, and we cannot explain that to a 7-year-old. On that note, I will say thank you, everyone. Join me tomorrow evening, Friday hangout with Maz is okay. Make sure you have your glass of wine, glass of water, glass of up wine, glass of anything drinkable. Condition of joining me tomorrow is that you must have something drinkable. If you do not have anything to drink, don't join, because we're not going to be giving out our own. On your dot, yeah, thank you. I'm a proud daughter. See, I'm dotted everywhere. See, it's actually, I'm dotted. Small time, I'll be like Ebubago, I'll be na Moteku. Oh dear. Small time I go be like Ebubago. Mr. Lai Mohammed, make we play another Lai Mohammed, Abi.
The mission of Twitter in Nigeria is very, very suspect. As Twitter deleted the violent tweets that Nnamdi Kanu has been sending, has it? The same Twitter, during the NSAS program, that was funding NSAS protesters, was the first to withdraw, to close the account of...
You see the thing now, he already lied here. He said Twitter was funding NSAS protesters because Twitter gave them, what's it called? That sticker, the icon.
Lai Mohammed, welcome to the Cowboy interview.
Thank you very much.
Why would Twitter delete the president's tweet?
Twitter may have its own rules. It's not a universal rule.
Why will he make such a statement?
I'm not saying that Mr. President does not have the right to express his anger.
But many Nigerians feel that expression is inciting violence.
President's speech that anybody who is destroying infrastructure should be ready for the consequences. Is that inciting violence?
Someone even said Mr. President cannot operate an Android phone, but he made that tweet using an Apple iPhone.
We should stop comparing apples with oranges.
It's Android, not oranges.
Whatever name.
Describe this administration in one sentence.
Lack of tolerance, lack of rule of law.
Do you consider yourself patriotic?
We have a country to rule, and we'll do so to the best of our ability.
Because at one time you were asked to choose between Ghana Jollof and Nigerian Jollof, but you chose Senegal instead. That's
why I think you are again mixing things.
So I can't comment on your falling our hand.
If you want to comment, be fair.
It seems you don't want to discuss it.
What we were discussing was different. We were discussing Twitter.
Back to Twitter. What exactly do you think is their mission?
The mission of Twitter in Nigeria is very, very suspect.
Excuse me?
Twitter's mission in Nigeria is very suspect.
You mean suspicious?
Suspect.
As the Minister of Information, is this your grammar acceptable?
It's not acceptable anywhere in the world.
Because it's not used anywhere. I
don't say anywhere in the world.
Now, between those of you in government and we the people, who do you think is guilty of double standards?
We are the one guilty of double standards.
Wow. So what is your prescofious qualification?
Sir? Ma?
Oh, never mind.
I think sometimes where you be someone.
It's okay now. Thank you.
Thank you.
People, we call it a day. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the super chat. That's Gloomy Financial. Tomorrow we're going to get a glass of wine. Yes, we will definitely get a glass of wine. And tomorrow we are going to, do justice to some topics. But if you're joining us tomorrow, like I said, please make sure you get something, Even if it's kunu, even if it's frada nono, even if it's brukutu, even if it's akborachia, seaman, aromatic shina, even if it's ginger garlic, zobo, whatever it is, there must be something. On that note, thank you everyone once more. I leave us with this. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Once more, Financial, thank you for the super chat. And good night from here. Thank you all.